Alright, so I'm going to do a little addendum to this, just in case nobody has seen my videos on Instagram. So you're probably thinking, Phil, that was very Scotch-centric. And you're right. I've been buying up lots of Springbank Kilkerrans and Long Rows because it's just so hard to get them here. And my focus maybe hasn't been on Irish whiskey, and I probably am more Scotch-centric. Even right now, I probably have more Scotch than I have Irish and bourbon behind me. But I did bring some Irish stuff back. So without further ado, let's go through what I brought. Probably one of the most exciting is the Two Stacks Polaris 4.1. Whenever this got released, I basically was very fortunate to manage to blag a bottle of this on the day that it was released. This thing sold out so quick, so I was very, very fortunate to manage to get on the website and get one of these bought. Now this is only a 4-year-old whiskey, but it is one of the Bowan vintage mash bills that was distilled in connection with Fionnán O'Connor. As you can see, just a crazy colour to this. Fully matured and all are also hogsheads, I believe it was. Yeah, 57% ABV, and the mash bill is 30% malted barley, 40% unmalted barley, and 30% oats, as far as I can remember. Let me just check my little. Yeah, that's right. So 30% malt, 40% green barley, 30% oats. And this is from an undisclosed distillery from their mash bill from, I believe, 1892, if I check this again. Yeah, something like that. So this is like something that Irish pot still would have been, people back at that time would have been very used to this style of whiskey. So the work that these guys have put in with the Vintage Mash Bill series is very, very exciting. Just to see what, obviously they can't completely recreate old Irish whiskey, but this is the best we're going to probably get to that old style. And with modern techniques, you're also going to get consistency. So cannot wait to crack this bottle. At the duty free, I picked up Blue Spot and Red Spot, much cheaper back in duty free than they are over here. I think this was like maybe like $100, and this was like $115, something like that. I do love the Blue Spot. The Red Spot I've had a kind of hit and miss kind of relationship with, but I'm always willing to give things another go. And I do just love the Spot series of whiskies in general. So those came home. As I showed earlier, I had the Bushmills 14-year-old, that was aged in bourbon, sherry, and then finished in Bordeaux wine casks. This stuff's absolutely gorgeous. So if you're in the distillery in Bushmills, I highly recommend that you pick this up. I think this is £75 a bottle. And the fact that I don't really like red wine finishes, I was also very fortunate enough to try a 10-year-old that wasn't never released. Well, it was released in Germany, that was matured in Barolo wine casks. And I was very, very kindly gifted this little sample bottle of it. And of the tasting that we did when we tried some really out there older Bushmills, well over 20 years old and so on, this 10-year-old really stood out. It was, me and my wife absolutely loved it. It was fantastic stuff. So very happy to be able to share this with my missus. I brought the Kilkerran back in my suitcase. This is the 16-year-old. As you can see, this is very heavily sherried, and I think this is 2024, back in the tall bottle again. So again, thank you very much, Fairleys, for that. I do have I think a 2022 16-year-old up here that's a lot lighter, so like 70% bourbon, 30% sherry. I can't remember if this is fully sherry cask matured. I'm sure Whiskey Base will tell me, but yeah, I mean, I paid $100 for this back in Ireland. I have found this locally, but they're looking $200. So even with shipping and everything, this I'm still quids in, as we say back home. So anyway, happy to have that in the collection. And then this was the final bottle that I got in duty free in Dublin. Eagle Rare 12. Cannot find that for love nor money here in Florida. I'm assuming that if I can, people will be expecting a lot more than the 50 euros that I paid for this in Dublin duty free. So there you go. If you're traveling to Ireland and you're from the States and you love your bourbon, there's some great bourbons there at great prices. So pick up yourself a bottle of Eagle Rare 12. Even the 10-year-old is pretty hard to get here, and generally one per customer if you can find it. So yeah, about $62, something like that for this, which is not much more than I paid for my bottle of Eagle Rare 10 here. So anyway, there you go. That is the whole shebang. The whole... I've lost the will to speak now. I'll have to edit that out. That is everything. So thanks for watching, and I just need to go to bed. Anyway, thank you very much, and yeah, back to normal viewing at some point soon. Have a great night. I will see you again.